The biggest joy of being a project director are the people, the clients, the volunteers, and the community. The volunteers are real important, the long-termers, because they're here a month or longer. The short-termers, new people that I've not met before, they bring energy, they bring enthusiasm. It's like recharging your batteries every time Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening rolls around. So is everybody here? We're still missing some people? Forms are getting filled out. You can turn them in, we grade on the curve. As long as you didn't copy. Typically volunteers show up on Sunday in the afternoon or early evening. We have orientations that start at 7 o'clock on Sunday evening. First of all, to everyone, welcome to Fayette County, Texas. We talk about the history of why MDS is working here in LaGrange or wherever we happen to be. Talk about what happened, who invited us here, the kind of work we're going to be doing. Then we go around the room and everybody gets a chance to introduce themselves. So my name is Carl Dube. I live in Fairview, Michigan. So I get up, go over to the dining room and greet the people and look and see how our cooks are doing, making sure everything in the kitchen is going well. It starts out in the morning with crews making a lunch, and then we get ready to have our breakfast and start our day with some fellowship around the tables. So it's really a nice time for everybody to focus on why we're here and start the day off well. So one thing here this morning with this crew right here, Cal. After that, we go through questions. If anybody has any question about the plans for the day, go over with their crew leaders, where the crew is going to meet, what's going to happen. Everybody goes out and gets on their way. When things are going really well, they're able to get out shortly after 8 o'clock, sometimes a little before that, and head on their way to the job sites, and they get started for the day. So after that, I start on my particular tasks, depending on what is going on at the different jobs. Sometimes crews need some instruction or troubleshooting or whatever that might be on a project, whether it's electrical or framing or just questions, so that everybody hopefully has clear information about what's going on. So power comes from the panel to here. It switches on that light. Okay. And power comes from there over to here. Talk about material needs, any tools. We try to have most of our materials for the new houses at least delivered. We have to go and pick up things that are missing, or things that maybe get broken, have to get replaced. Knowing who the vendors are at the different stores, the representatives who are used to working with MDS. Oh, we got this.
Okay, thank you. And this is for you.
This is for me?
Yes.
So I kind of feel that one of the main things of a project director, besides welcoming the crews, the volunteers as they come and help them find where everything is, it's basically to get work in front of them and then get out of the way and be a resource as opposed to a boss. I don't consider myself a boss of anybody here. It's a matter of try to enable them to do what they've already come here motivated to do. So the other part of the day is after the work is completed, the crews will return, and then we have our supper time and fellowship job site reports. We often have time to do some fun things, play games, some music things happen sometimes depending on which group is there. And for me, then the next thing that happens, I think is one of the most important half-hour periods of each day, is when the crew leaders all come together and we have another time to meet, how things are going. And whether we need to shift or change the crews around because somebody's running out of work at a particular house or somebody has a whole lot more work than they anticipated, how do we adjust the crews? And that's when we find out, I find out at least, who are our crew leaders? What are their personalities? What makes them tick? What helps them stay motivated and energized? Start to get feedback from crew leaders about how the day went, issues or problems that they had, needs they have for the next day. Crew members who did exceptionally well, crew members who didn't do so well and need to be sent to a different crew who are doing that kind of job. So there's that feedback that starts. Finally, you get a chance to go to sleep and get ready to start a new day. make the time that the volunteers are here on any MDS project, make it be an enjoyable time. Because really the only thing that Mennonite Disaster Service brings to a project is volunteers. And if volunteers stop coming to MDS projects because they've had a difficult time somewhere, that's one less person that MDS can call on. It's one less resource that MDS has. So it's really important to keep the volunteers, keep them responsible for what they're doing. You want them to do good work, treat each other with respect, and treat the clients with respect, treat the tools with respect, and have a good, meaningful time, enjoyable time while they're here so that they can go home and says, yeah, I really enjoyed that. You need to come with me next time. If you don't have volunteers, there would be no MDS. The clients are a source of blessings because of the ways that they express their thanks. Each one is different, each one is unique, but to have a dedication, I've had a volunteer, he had been on our projects 5 or 6 times. He was at a dedication for the first time this year, and he told me afterwards, this is why I come. I finally find out that this is why I come, to hear that lady say the things she did today during that dedication time. It was just tremendous.
Bless the life of this home to the service of God and all of God's children. Bless all those who enter these doors, family and guests.